are at a turning point in a pandemic. The first doses of a COVID vaccine arrived today in Georgia.
And this vaccine is really going to kind of be the light at the end of the tunnel.
They're asking for volunteers to staff their big vaccination clinics, hundreds of them.
When the call for help to vaccinate Georgians rang, Mark Solomon answered.
I saw an opportunity for me to do more, and so that's exactly what I did. I did more.
Last year, the 31-year-old Clayton County EMT got a job working at Community Organized Relief Effort, or CORE. The crisis response organization administered more than 2.6 million COVID vaccines in Georgia and 7 other states during the height of the pandemic. It's founded by Academy Award-winning actor Sean Penn.
But without a national strategy, we can't get there.
Over the past decade, CORE has responded to disasters across the world, including earthquakes in Haiti, the war in Ukraine, and COVID clinics across the U.S., hiring an army of staff along the way.
Some days I find myself in the library, others schools, others nursing homes.
Solomon says he sometimes worked long hours.
So I started looking into it and saw that that was indeed a big no-no for CORE to not pay me the money that I've earned.
Solomon believes he's owed at least $2,500 in overtime. What did you say?
I said, "Am I being paid overtime for all these hours worked?" And it says there is no overtime for contract employees.
I do believe that he was misclassified as an independent contractor. He should have been classified as an employee.
Atlanta attorney Charles Bridgers represents Mark. This past December, his firm filed a lawsuit in federal court against CORE. It alleges Penn's company intentionally misclassified Solomon and potentially hundreds of others as contractors to avoid paying them overtime. CORE representatives declined to be interviewed, but in court filings point to this independent contractor agreement Mark and others signed that they say proves they're not employees and not eligible for overtime. The contract requires any dispute employees have must be handled through binding arbitration. No court, no judge, rather an appointed arbitrator determines the resolution.
It keeps disputes of a public nature out of the public eye. People can't then understand what's actually happening in the workforce.
This isn't the first time someone has accused CORE and its famous founder of mistreatment. A pending lawsuit filed last year in California accuses CORE of not paying its workers, reimbursing them for business expenses, and failed to give employees even time to eat. And the National Labor Relations Board filed a complaint against Penn for allegedly threatening employees who criticized their working conditions. Penn writing in this company-wide email, "We have a job to do, and I beg those who are unwilling to do it to quit." Attorney Daniel Rojas notified the board about Penn's letter, which led to the lawsuit.
I thought the response was inappropriate, potentially unlawful.
By email, an attorney for CORE called the Labor Board's lawsuit meritless during a time when CORE continued its groundbreaking work serving vulnerable and marginalized communities. Yes. Rojas, who once worked for the federal entity, disagrees.
This is the mission of this agency, and it's doing its job. Doing good work doesn't excuse you from violating employees' rights.
Solomon wishes a judge could determine if he's owed money, not an arbitrator he doesn't believe has his best interests at heart. What would be your message to Sean Penn?
Take care of your people. Pay them what they earn. If they work for it, pay them.
For now, the binding arbitration agreement means Mark's attorneys can now file a collective action that would allow them the ability to seek damages from multiple CORE employees who are potentially owed overtime. A hearing on the National Labor Relations Board complaint against Sean Penn is scheduled for later this summer.